Good evening! Hey, you are here with Samantha Brown. We are now on to day 10 of the 30-day challenge. And I'm very excited about what I'm going to show you today because I worked on a little something last night after having 2 days at my mastermind. And I've come up with something that I'm excited to share with you because you're like the first group of people that are going to see this in the flesh. So I am going to share something brand new. So if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. If you are watching live with me, then give me a live down in the comments. Let me know that you're here so I can say hello. Hello, Eloise. I can see your face. And Thomas, hello. Long time no see. Hope you're well. So let me know that you're watching, where you're watching from, what the time is where you are. We've got some people that are in this challenge group from Australia, lots from the UK. Where I'm from, and some people from America, and a few scattered around as well, some Europeans. So let me know where you're watching from, what time it is, where you're watching right now, and whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the replay, so I can say hello. So hello Eloise, hello Thomas, nice to see you guys. I hope you've had an amazing day. So what I'm going to talk about today is part 2 of what I am now calling the content marketing machine. So you guys are going to see something for the first time ever. I'm just going to pull it off the wall actually, so hold on. So yesterday I was at my mastermind meeting. Someone actually asked on my video from yesterday whose mastermind I'm in. Eloise says she's in Eastleigh, same time as me. Yes, you are. Not very far away at all. So what mastermind I'm in? So I'm actually in Grant Cardone's mentor program. I am in an online coaching thing with a guy called Rob Moore, who's a property investor, and does lots of events and trains, well, he doesn't personally train people, but his team train people in property strategies and some online marketing strategies. So I'm in an online thing with him, and I get kind of some ad hoc mentoring from him. And we are back. And then the mastermind I was talking about is with a guy called Nick James, who actually brought Grant Cardone over to the UK last this May. And he got Gary Vaynerchuk over the year before, and he puts on amazing events, and he's very good at teaching coaches and very heart-led people, which is what drew me to him. So I'm in his mastermind that he runs. And there are, I think, something like 75 in total people in the mastermind across different levels. So people aiming for 6 figures, people aiming for 7 figures. There's some like really amazing people in there. And the reason I joined that mastermind is because I wanted to be around the people that were already in his mastermind, but also I know his audience is my ideal audience. So yeah, Thomas, you've asked why so many different ones at the same time. So different things. Grant Cardone is he is a sales coach, and he is very on it and direct and takes no excuses. But it's I guess like a group coaching thing, which doesn't involve him sitting down and going through my personal business and saying, okay, this is what you need to do. So it's great for sales training, but it wasn't deep enough for me in terms of helping me grow my business. Whereas with Nick, I've had sessions with him where we actually go through, okay, well, this is where my business is now. This is who I want to attract, your customers. And then where I'm trying to get to and modelling how to get there. And some of it's based on the stuff that he does as well. So he puts on events, like really amazing events, and he's probably the best events trainer in the UK. So I don't know any American ones, so I can't compare, but that's why I'm in his. Rob's is just because the online stuff is just because I buy his books, and there are always bonuses. He's very good at selling books, so and because I was quite heavily involved in Progressive Property, which is his company. I just got to know him and got like ad hoc advice from him. So he's good at some things, like he's very good at promoting, more so I think than any person that I know. So I would always ask him for promotion advice. Nick's very good at kind of holistic stuff, and also he's a bit woo-woo. And then Grant's amazing at sales, so kind of different people for different things. But yeah, so what I wanted to show you before I get into the nitty-gritty of what we're actually going to do today, or in terms of being able to easily create content without you having to actually create content, just doing the stuff you're already doing, but I'm going to open your mind to seeing the stuff and the advice that you're already giving. I wanted to show you something But actually, I think what I might do, I might show you the video I made last night, which sounds really, really dodgy. It's not. So at my mastermind, we were talking about how to actually sell our product from stage in a way to make people buy into it more, so that you're not just... So you're selling people an actual product, a thing, a process, a strategy that they can follow, which is how I came up with my famous system. And then we were going through how to actually name each step of the system. And yesterday I kind of finished it all off. And then I made a little time-lapse video. And I have shown a couple of people, but I want to show you guys. But I'm going to bring it up on my iPad and then you can watch it. Because if I show you here, it's not quite the same. So give me 2 seconds, because as ever, now I'm here, it's not showing up. It's very bizarre. Which I had it all nicely open before and now it's disappeared. Here we go. Okay. So, where are you? Right, I've got to make it not play. So give me 2 seconds, because I'm going to bring you into me and then turn you round. Okay, this is a bit freaky. You are now watching my iPad with me. And now let's see if this, she says, will play. So I made this yesterday, and I'm actually going to teach you guys how to do things like this. And I thought it might be a nice advert. And you can let me know what you think. There you go. I need to finish off the actual sound on it so that it is long enough. But yeah, I don't know. What did you think of that? It was just something really, really quick I made. Now you're not going to be able to read this because it's going to be back to front. But we are on my Facebook famous system. Yay, Thomas is cool, awesome. So you guys are like the first people in public that are seeing that. So hopefully give me some feedback and tell me what you really think, because I don't want to start promoting it if you think it's rubbish. But yeah, anyway, so my Facebook famous system is like my 5-step system of organically reaching your perfect, amazing audience and growing it and connecting with them on a deeper level, which is why you guys are all here. And I've talked before about the Facebook profile funnel, which is obviously the profile funnel. And then your audience, so the audience attraction method. Content marketing machine, that's what we're in right now. We did the first day yesterday. The Own It method, the Own It model, the Understand and Influence circle, and the successful scaling system. And you may be thinking, Sam, that's 6. Yeah, well, it's 5 plus 1, because I don't think you should scale until you've got the organic stuff down. So what are you saying? Watch out for the background when recording. What are we talking about? I'm not sure now. Let me know what you mean. Okay, so this is my system, and today we are talking about the second part of how to easily create content, which, where have we gone? Yesterday we talked about the frequently asked questions that you get. So the questions that you're getting all the time from people that you meet, either your customers or also your, the radiator. Okay, I'm confused. I'll have a look at what you're meaning. I guess you mean when I was looking down. Yeah, I literally recorded that last night at 10 o'clock. So I kind of did it where I had the ability to do it. I just wanted to give it a test. It's not my perfect, that's going to go out and go live. But thank you. So yes, so we talked about frequently asked questions that your customers and people that you meet, or people the questions you get in your messenger box, what people are asking you all the time. So those are the questions that you can really, really easily answer, because A, you're already answering them. And B, when they come in, you can add to a list of questions that you've already got from your potential customers, your actual customers, so that when you're answering them, you're actually getting past people's objections and giving them the knowledge that you have the knowledge. And so they know that if you are an expert, they're going to come to you for the more stuff. So that was the first part. We actually talked about that part of this 2 days ago as well, 3 days now. When we talked about what your pillar content is going to be. And I'm hoping that you have decided that you're going to be doing video. And it's really easy to practice recording on your iPhone, on your other device that is available, answering questions just like you were having coffee with a friend and they said, okay, well, how do I... trying trying to think of an example, but like for me, you know, how do I boost a post? And if I was going to explain that to someone, I would try and make it as simple as possible, and use language that a person who wasn't an expert would understand. Like, that's really important, but we're going to get to more of that later on in the course. But just trying to like answer in a really casual but knowledgeable way so that people go, oh yeah, definitely knows what he's talking about. So that's like the first part. And if you do it on video, it's just so much easier than if you're trying to write, because when you write or type, people tend to be more formal, and that's not how you'd be when you were having coffee with someone. So those are the first kind of two parts of the content marketing machine. The next thing that I want you to make a note of and start listing this somewhere, and every single time it comes up, are what objections you're getting when you're trying to sell. Normally, objections are literally like 3 things. Like, I don't have the time. Well, that's not true for everybody, because you make time for the things that you value, which means they don't really value what you're selling. But if someone says that they don't have the time, then what would your answer be to that? So I know for some people with what I'm doing, people say, I don't have time to spend hours on Facebook like you must do, Sam. And I'm like, well, actually, the way that I teach my system, you can make 1 video a day, or you could put up 2 posts a day. And if you actually created them all ahead of time in terms of what you're going to talk about, or actually the posts if you're writing, then it doesn't take more than like 10 to 20 minutes a day overall over the course of a month. So actually, that's not that much time, and you probably spend more time than that on Facebook anyway. And also, I offer, if people are talking about ads, I offer a service where I actually run ads for people, so it doesn't take them any time at all. So that's me. Like, one of the objections I get is like, I don't have the time to do this, so why would I bother learning? That's my way of getting around the time objection. You will have different things. So when people start having objections when you're selling, and don't tell me that you don't, because I know they do. People always have objections. Whether they're valid objections or not is kind of almost here nor there. But start making a note of them, and then you can create content around that. And you can do it in a subtle way that's not quite, so someone told me that they didn't have time to do what I do, and blah, blah, blah. Like, here's the answer to it. Try and say it in a more casual way of, you know, here's how you can do what I'm teaching you, or what my service is, in 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. The only caveat I'm going to say to this, and this is why I don't teach ads to people straight off the bat, is you have to be really careful about how you word ads. But if you're just posting from your page on Facebook, you can kind of say whatever you want now. Obviously, be realistic, say things that are true, but there are no actual restrictions on what you can say in terms of how much money people can earn, or what people have been earning, or how much time things are taking. But when you're running ads, there are, so just be careful. But yeah, so like, I want you to start writing down what objections people are coming up with when you're trying to sell to them, and then what the answers to those objections are. And I'm sure you're doing this anyway, because it's just general sales training. But if you start talking about the objections, but like how to overcome them when you're giving out content, you're going to be breaking down people's false beliefs before they even know that, like, before you're even really selling to them. So when you're at the position of saying, and this is what I do, and here's what I can offer you, people are already sold, because every single objection that they had in their head, you've already got past it. So it makes selling so much easier, but also makes your audience feel like comfortable with you, because you've got the knowledge of getting past all of those things. So start writing those down. Now, I do ask you a question now, guys. Are you putting up new content every single day from your page at the moment? Yes or no? Because I don't think most people are. If I look around at people that I know and that I'm connected with, the vast majority of people aren't putting out new content every day, and you kind of need to. It doesn't have to be really difficult. You don't have to spend, right, so Tom, you fit, no, yeah, like, you are definitely the majority. Most people don't. And Alan's put no. Yes, but only a scheduled picture and short copy. Okay, so Eloise is doing at least a little bit better, but, right, so what I would suggest is once a month, and I've written actually a marketing plan that towards the end of this course I'm going to give to you, so that you can have like okay, on this day do this, and on this day do this. Now, it's not set in stone for everybody, and different things work for different industries, but if you spend 1 day a month, or let's say 2 half days every other week, like, so a half day, like 2 weeks, a half day, 2 weeks, planning out the things that you're going to talk about, And so if you're doing videos, what you're going to talk about, because obviously I don't want you pre-recording, because pre-recording doesn't work. You just won't get the reach. Or writing out the actual like copy, the content of the posts that you're going to put up, and sourcing all the pictures. I know that there's a really amazing photographer that I know who actually teaches people how to use Instagram called Jasmine Starr. She literally spends like a couple of days a month taking all of the photographs that she needs across the whole month, and then she edits them, and she does kind of like sections of the photographs. So she might have like one picture and have different bits of it that she uses across the month, but it's still only one picture, which like is amazing, but you need to plan that ahead of time. And I can be really bad for not doing that, because especially with live videos, I will always talk about things that I've come across like my desk during the day, or like what's happened to me. Yesterday I talked about my mastermind. Later on today I'm going to talk about a very exciting new tripod that I got. And I've actually got like a suction cup with an arm for my car, so I can start recording podcasts in the car. But yeah, so like there are going to be times when you will just post content as it comes to you, but if you can plan in advance as much as possible, then it's going to feel so much easier for you, and it's going to save so much time because you're batching. And I'm sure you guys know already, batching saves time because your brain doesn't have to swap between different tasks. But as I said, I'm going to give you, and I'm not giving it to you just yet because I want you to know all the different like bits in it, but I'm going to give you a like an idea of a marketing plan. So you can take it and you can just do it, or you can adapt it for whatever it is that you do. And it will have two different variations of like if you want to do video and if you don't want to do video. Or maybe I'll scratch the no video one so you have to do video. I don't know. So like if you would like that, then comment below or give me some thumbs up so that I know that you are excited for it, and I'll get it all ready for you for maybe later in the week or early next week when we've got the content stuff out of the way. So maybe you guys could let me know some of the objections that you get in your business at the moment when you're trying to sell what you do to people. And what I would do is, like I've got my list of objections because I've been writing them down for, I don't know, like months and months when I first thought of this. So maybe you could put some of your objections in the comments below. If you can't think of anything off the top of your head, then don't worry. But if you're watching on the replay or you think of something later, come back and comment, because not only will I have some answers, everybody else in here is going to have answers too, because there could be people who might be your kind of customer in here, but also people, you know, might have come across this objection before and have a really great answer for it. So use this group as a place to learn from everybody. That's one of the reasons I'm in a mastermind, is all the different experience from different people. Yeah, so like generally those are the things people say. Thomas is like, I don't have the money, it's too expensive, not right now. Not right now is kind of, I feel like, the most annoying because it's like, oh, I don't want to say no, and I'd be like, rather you just said no rather than not now. But generally both of those things mean that they haven't quite got the value of what it is, and this is from Grant Cardone. They don't understand the value of what it is that you're selling. So you need to resell them on the value. But like you need to like think of how you can do that in your content that you're putting out there, because you absolutely can. But this is the great thing about putting out content, is people will see the value because you're giving and giving and giving and giving. And then when they go, okay, I need whatever your service is, then they're like, yes, you're the person to go to. And that's the whole point of attraction marketing and what we're doing here. Like, it's putting out all of the content and the value so that people see you, and when they're ready, they come to you, or when they hear of someone who's looking for something, they think of you. And that's why it's really important to start commenting in groups as well. So last week we talked about writing out groups of where your ideal customer is going to be. So I'm hoping you guys have done that. Give me some thumbs up if you have. I want you, and I'm sure you are already because you're taking part in this group, but I want you to start commenting in groups. And like there kind of seem to be different like levels of people in groups. There are people that say, like, people that join groups and don't go in at all. Seems totally pointless, just go away. People that are in the groups and don't comment or post posting is one of the harder things to do in a group. I've discovered there are people that I know who seem pretty confident and yet still don't post in groups, but they have no problem commenting on posts. So if you get yourself to the point where you're happy to post things, you're going to be seen way, 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 way more. But to start off with, especially if you join a new group and it's quite a big group, I would go through the group and keep an eye out for questions that you can answer or topics that you know something about. And don't go in going, oh, I know this and you're all wrong, but just offer help here and there. Just little things of like, oh, in this situation, I did this. Or for this client, it's doing better. For this client, I taught them to do this, I helped them do this, and this is the outcome that they had. Because that way you're sowing the seeds of social proof, and they're saying, okay, well, it's not just that you tried it with your client and they had success, so therefore I'm more likely to try it, and oh, you had a client, therefore you're selling this service, I can come and like become your customer. So go out there and start actually commenting in groups on anything that's around a topic that you know about, but ideally something that like the thing that you want to be known as, because you want people to eventually have you as the expert in that niche, in that group, and even in like their wider circle. Then they'll be like, okay, well, I know this is the expert person in this group, and then if someone else somewhere else on Facebook talks about it, they'll start tagging you in. And like, I promise this happens. A friend of mine, Matt Soltis, is bringing over Grant Cardone to the UK in November. Grant's doing a business boot camp over here, and Matt's involved in bringing him over. And Matt's been to business boot camp in the US. He went in, I don't know, must have been like May time or something. And the moment that Matt posted on Facebook that Grant was coming over, I had two people, and like the first comment was, "Sam, is this true?" And I'm like, it's not my event. Yes, I know Matt, like I know Grant is coming over, and I knew he was going to be doing this. I was like, but it's Matt's event. But like, I've been tagged as, if there's a Grant thing in the UK, Sam must know about it, and Sam must be like the expert on Grant Cardone in the UK. So like, if you start commenting on a particular topic, just make sure it's a topic that you want to be aligned. Like, I'm happy to be aligned with Grant Cardone, but make sure it's a topic you want to be aligned with, because the more you comment on something, people are going to see you as the expert in that, and just make sure it's the thing you want to be an expert in. Because trust me, like, people start asking me like loads and loads of questions now all over the place. ClickFunnels, because there aren't that many people in the UK. Well, there might be, but in the groups that I'm in that really know about ClickFunnels, now I get tagged, and I'm like, well, I'm not a really, really, really experienced funnel designer. I just have a basic understanding, but my membership funnel is actually being built by somebody else who is like a top 5 worldwide funnel designer who I happen to get on really, really well with. And so we're kind of like doing some stuff together. But because I talk about like ClickFunnels, because I comment on things, because I'm doing some stuff with various bits of it, I'm now become someone who people are tagging in when somebody else mentions a certain thing, above and beyond even people I know who are really experienced ClickFunnels people. There's people in this group. Rob Murray is like very experienced with using and designing in ClickFunnels, and he should be the person that's being tagged. But we're working on like getting him out into, I mean, and this was in a property group, so Rob probably wouldn't be in it. But, just make sure you're all over the place, answering people's questions about your niche, so that no matter what group it is, everybody's like, oh, Stacey is the expert when it comes to using Pinterest for Etsy sellers. So just make sure you're out there and commenting and helping people and putting up posts. And I'm going to talk a bit later in the week about how to write posts that really get attention without you seeming obnoxious or like, I see a lot of people putting up posts of, okay, here's a strategy that I use, and they get they totally get ignored, even though there's loads of really great content. However, if you put up a post of here's a question that I had, or here's a problem I have, or like, how would you solve this? Even when you know the answer, and because I've done this a lot, even if you know the answer, post the question up there, because there will be other people who don't know the answer and are too scared to post. And I get that a lot, where people go, oh, I was thinking the same, but I didn't want to post about it. And so posting in that way will get you way, way, way more exposure and people commenting and loads of people helping. And even if, you end up with other experts in your niche talking as well, all that's going to do is just bring in their audiences as well. So kind of like, you know, I genuinely believe there's room for everyone, because everybody's got their, not just the thing that you're an expert in, but the people that are naturally attracted to you might not be naturally attracted to the other experts that are in your niche. Like, people keep tagging me in with other people who are Facebook experts, and I'm like, that's fine, because people that like them might not like me, and vice versa. And I love doing Facebook Live video, loads of other people don't. So there's always like a niche of a niche of a niche. So like, I feel like my niche is using Facebook Live to grow your audience on Facebook, and then translating that through networking with people into the real world, so you can walk into a conference room and everybody already knows who you are, and they come to you and become your customers really, really easily. I don't think there's anyone else out there doing that specific thing, but that's because I've run networking events. I've been to tons of networking events. I love networking events, and I know most people don't. I love doing live video. Most people don't. And where else am I going to do live video that's as watched as on Facebook? Nowhere. So yeah, so that's why I'm kind of in my little tiny niche. But yeah, so Stacey has put, this really works. I have been asked to appear in groups now to talk about Pinterest. That's amazing. Yeah, so like, Stacey, you definitely are, like, you are known as, like, what you do, you're known for that. And that just comes, I guess, and I'm sure you're going to agree, that comes from putting yourself out there and just commenting and helping and interacting and all that kind of stuff. Thomas, you've asked if I'm going to Youpreneur. No, I'm not. Tempted, but I did read on Chris Ducker's sales page for it that there will be no selling. This is a strictly no sales thing, and it's quite anti-selling, which is ironic because it's on a sales page. And I get that, like, he might not like it, but I come from the stance of, if you have something truly amazing, then you have to sell it, because if you don't sell it well enough, then you are doing a disservice to everybody else out there, because you could be helping them. So for me, if I don't help you reach more people, there are people out there who aren't getting your help when you could really help them. So I have to help you get to them, and the only way I'm going to help you is to get you using my content and using like what I offer. So it's like it, and it's, Grant Cardone says it, loads of people do. It is your duty to sell, and so I don't like that Youpreneur is really anti-selling. I think that's a naive way of looking at things, and I know it's in response to the fact that there are lots of really salesy events out there. So I get why they're doing it, but that's not for me. And I'll be there going, why aren't people selling? Why are, like, you know, you're really amazing, I want to go and buy your products. And there won't be any of that, so it's not for me. But anyway, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it, and I think he's great, and until I read that, I probably would have gone, so yeah. Anyway, so that's it for this evening. We shall be back tomorrow. So I'm going to continue to do these at 8 PM every day where I can, but unless I say differently, it will be 8 PM. I will put up an event in the group for tonight, and keep doing the, so what I do, so if you've missed any of the videos so far, you can of course go through the normal like news feed, you know, that's in the group. But what you can do is up the top, just underneath the cover photo, if you're on mobile, or it's on the left, I don't know which way is left for you, on desktop, there's a tab that says units. It's next to or underneath discussion, and if you click on that, it actually gives you in the order every single video. So if you're scrolling through the newsfeed, although I do say day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if you actually go into the unit section, it's numbered, and if you go through it, if you actually like watch the video, it will tick it off for you that you've completed, so you get that whole like, yay, I've actually achieved something. Which, it's funny, I had a membership site in Teachable, and I didn't have that functionality switched on, and that was the biggest thing that everybody requested was, please can I have an ability to tick that I've completed a section, because of course, like, you know, you want that feeling of completion. So you can do that through Facebook, because they're brilliant, in the unit section, which is probably up there if you're watching it on mobile. Actually, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you watching on mobile or desktop right now? Because that will affect how I can lay things out for you to be as effective as possible. So let me know in the comments if you're watching on mobile or if you're watching on desktop, because I'm going to suspect mobile, which means that any how-to videos that I do for you, I will do them on mobile, and then like as a priority, because obviously if I give you desktop versions and you're on mobile, then like it's different. Obviously, my mobiles, obviously, for those of you that know me, I am a massive fangirl of Apple. So obviously, my mobile stuff will be on iOS, but I think it's the same for Facebook on Android. Interesting. Okay, so this surprises me. So Thomas, your mobile, Stacey's mobile, Earl, you're on desktop. But then you're in America, so you're daytime. Alan, you're on desktop also. Interesting. Okay, cool. No, this is good. Interesting to know, because I think the stats are now more than 50% of people use the internet, shall we say, on mobile above desktop now, which is huge, huge, huge. So if you've got a website and it's not mobile friendly, first of all, Thomas is probably one of the people to talk to. But just make sure that you're building everything so it looks good when it's kind of like really narrow and really tiny, because it annoys me when things aren't and you're there and you're having to scroll in and go far. But anyway, okay, so cool. I hope that's been useful, and I shall see you guys all at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. See you later. Bye.